On the side of the U.S. Constitution, America first.
So they're doing it, they're banning it. Six Dr. Seuss books. Why? Because they're not politically correct. Did anybody before this week say there was anything politically incorrect with Dr. Seuss? Of course not. It's crazy. It's insanity. We're going to be talking to the Federalist Emily Yashinsky on cancel culture, how bad it is and what we can do about it. Absolutely insane. But here's an interesting fact. One of the books, it's called the Mulberry Street Dr. Seuss book. Sales of the banned book have just spiked on Amazon by 50,000%. I predict some is that reprints of the 6 banned books. There will be illicit Dr. Seuss in brown paper bags. You know it. Okay, let's go to New York. I think we need to watch The Escape from New York because everybody's doing it, but there are some people who are fighting for New York, not the current governor. This is what he has to say about those who have died as a result of the China virus. Play cuts.
A third of all deaths in this nation are from nursing homes. New York State, we're only about 28% only, but we're below the national average in number of deaths in nursing homes. But who cares? 33, 28, died in a hospital, died in a nursing home. They died.
Who cares? Shades of Hillary Clinton. I think I know somebody who cares. His name is Congressman Lee Zeldin, proudly representing New York's 1st Congressional District, a military professional, a veteran. Congressman Zeldin, welcome back to America First.
Well, it's good to be back with you, Seb.
So, what do you think we can do about the governor of New York, Congressman?
You know, as you play that clip, and even though it's been some time since that first happened and all of your listeners have had a chance to hear it a few times, it still makes you cringe. And every single person who's listening to your show right now, every single person out there who's heard that clip anywhere in New York or our country, all know the answer as to who cares. It's like everyone except for the governor. That thousands of families of dead New York seniors wanting answers and accountability for their loved one. And the governor had a choice to make last year where he could have just said, I made a mistake, shown remorse, been transparent on information, publicly changed the policy, and been apologizing. And instead, the play call was to cover it up. And if you try to bring it to light, then he'll Assemblyman Ron Kim and others. And then the governor lied about it where he says he couldn't provide the information because he was too busy. But he wasn't too busy to write a self-congratulatory book. And that also contradicted with the secretary to the governor, Melissa DeRosa's admission that the reason why that they didn't provide information wasn't because they were too busy, it was because they were concerned about a federal Department of Justice investigation. So that's how this really exploded a few weeks ago. And then the New York Democratic Attorney General put out the report. They undercounted nursing home deaths by 50%. I mentioned Assemblyman Ron Kim and that bullying, and then you have staffers talking about the abuse that they suffered. And you're seeing Democrats right now taking away emergency powers. You have Democrats talking about impeaching him and censuring him and calling on him to resign. Things feel different this time. The governor has taken heat from Republicans and independents, but the Democrats have had his back, but it's clearly the house of cards is collapsing and the reservoir of goodwill is empty.
Yes, hopefully it is, although I think these accusations of his sexual impropriety are not going to have this man removed from office. However, you sent me a tweet 2 hours ago once we were live on air that I retweeted. I was very excited about. It's got a hashtag Cuomo's got to go. Will you share the essence of what you shared with me just 2 hours ago, Congressman Zeldin?
In recent days and weeks, I've been receiving calls and texts and emails of people encouraging me to think about the New York governor's race in 2022. And I was listening, and I took it to heart. I needed to talk to my wife and kids. I was home last weekend, and we had more conversations on the topic, thought about it. You have to deliberately think about even considering the race, let alone actually doing it. And you have to have your family on board to have the right balance. And what I announced today is that I am going to actively explore running for governor against Andrew Cuomo in 2022. And I believe that it's incredibly important that we save our state. This might be our last great opportunity. And even though we're talking about recent events over the course of the last year, for a long time I've been concerned about attacks on our freedoms, attacks on our wallets, attacks on our public safety. And I long to serve. I still serve in the Army Reserve. I enjoy what I do right now in Congress. I'm in my fourth term. I believe Republicans have a good chance of taking the majority in 2022. I enjoy what I do.
No, and it shows.
If there's a calling here to help save the state with Republicans and Democrats and independents who are all motivated to send the message that after 3 terms in office, it's time for a change and Cuomo's got to go, then I will look to do my part. But nothing motivates me about finishing in second place. I'll be motivated, and I'll actually do it if I think we have a great chance to win. So now, anyone who's out there listening to your show, if they live in New York, they know New Yorkers, they want to help, this is the moment where I'm going to start reaching out to more people, and then we'll have an important decision to make. But if we do it, we're not doing it to come in second place.
Right.
If we do it, we're coming first and help change the direction of the state.
Well, I am proud to consider you a friend, to have campaigned for you in New York. I'm very grateful for you being a regular supporter of this show and for everything you've done for this nation. We will pray for you to make that decision easier. Where can people find out about you more or support you, Congressman?
I'm active on social media at Rep. Lee Zeldin is my government Twitter account, and it's at Lee Zeldin is my campaign Twitter account. The updates as it relates to campaigning will come at Lee Zeldin. So if people want to check that out, that's where we posted some information today, and we'll keep doing that. And we're on Facebook and Parler and Instagram. People can sign up for email updates as well. So anybody who wants to engage in the conversation and help out would be great.
All right. His congressional website is zeldinforcongress.com. He's at Lee Zeldin on Twitter. I'm very excited, and I think millions of Americans, especially in New York, are very excited about this news. We need a new governor, and I want it to be Lee Zeldin. This is America First on the Salem Radio Network.